Hello, I am so excited for you because if you're watching this video, you probably just got your Saint makeup in the mail for the first time, your 3D foundation, and I'm so excited for you to get started with it. So I want to make this video to show you how to put your compact together and then a step-by-step instruction of how to apply 3D foundation. So you probably got a compact about this size, might be a little bigger, might be a little smaller, but this is typically what I recommend to everybody, so I am going to do that for this video. You open it, it's empty, and you probably got a bunch of tins that looked like this with their lids on them. So you will just slide the lid off to get the makeup out, and then they're magnetic, and so you're just going to plop your makeup right into your compact. I'm gonna set mine up the way I typically like to set mine up, but you can set yours up however you want, whatever makes the most sense to you. So this is my brightening highlight. It's the lighter highlight shade that I recommended for you. This is my main highlight shade, which is a darker highlight shade. This is the shade that's probably going to match your skin. And then I've got my contour and bronzer, and then I've got my lip and cheek color and my illuminator. So that is what I'm gonna put in the top. So that's how it looks. And then on the bottom, I've got some setting powder, some eyeshadows, and then another lip and cheek color. So I am gonna walk you step by step through putting your makeup on. These are two of my commonly recommended brushes, but if you have different brushes, that's okay. The technique will be pretty much the same. So I'm gonna pin my hair back a little bit. And in my opinion, the easiest way when you're starting with this is to start with contour. So I am going to use my detail brush, this bigger side, and I'm gonna take it right into my contour. Contour is what is gonna add dimension to your face. It's gonna enhance those natural shadows. And I know it can be scary, but it really can be so natural and beautiful and just really completes the look. So when you contour, you're gonna do it in a 3. So I'm gonna put it up on my forehead. And depending on the size of your forehead, you might wanna bring it down a little farther. You might want to keep it up a little higher. Make sure you get it into that hairline. And don't be too worried or don't be afraid if it looks scary, because you can blend it out at the end. So we've got some forehead contour, and then I am going to go under my cheekbones. So you can take your finger and you can feel where those cheekbones are, and you want to take your contour and go right underneath them. And that's why I do love this brush. It really gets under those cheekbones really well, and you can kind of stipple it in there. You don't want to bring it too far over. I kind of like to keep mine even with the outside corner of my eye, and then I'll bring it up the side a little bit. Okay. So we've got that contour line. Remember, we'll blend it out at the end if we need to, but this is looking good so far. And if you go in too far, it's really easy to fix. I'll show you how to do that as well. And then we'll do the other side. I recommend doing a little bit more than you think that you should, and then blending it out if you need to, instead of doing too little and then blending it away so it's not showing up. That's typically how I like to do it. Okay, so we've got that, and then we can contour our jawline. That one's kind of optional, but I'll just show you how to do it. You just go right along your jawline. And then you take it and blend it down under your chin and a little bit onto your neck. Okay, so we've got our contour. It's looking great. I even might add a little bit more to my forehead. Okay, so we've got our contour. Good to go. Now I'm going to switch to this other brush. If you only have this brush, you can still use this end of it just fine, but I'm going to switch to this one and use, this is the blush and bronzer brush. I'm going to use this smaller end. This is like a big fluffy end, and this is a smaller domed end. And I'm going to go into my main highlight color. So that's this one right here. That's the one that matches your face. And essentially what I'm going to do is apply this everywhere that my contour is not. I'm going to just not worry about my under eyes right now. And I want you to see I am like barely tapping my brush in here. With cream foundation, less is more. And you do not want to go too heavy because it won't last as well. You want it to feel light on your face. Even if you want full coverage, still go with less than you think. You never need as much as you think that you do. So go light-handed, and then if you need more in certain places, just add a little bit more. So see, I'm just pretty much going anywhere that contour isn't. My nose, my chin, under the contour. I'm gonna go over here a little bit, under my nose. Okay, so we've got that main highlight shade on. This is gonna cover redness that you have. So if you do have redness on your cheeks, you can touch your cheeks with it if you want, lightly, and you should be good to go. You can also go over your eyelids with this if you want. Okay. Now I'm gonna do my brightening highlight shade. This is the lighter highlight shade, and this is what's gonna go under my eyes. So I'm taking this brush again, but the small end, and I will just dip into this color, and this is gonna go under my eyes in kind of a pie piece, like this. You still wanna go light-handed with this. I'm seriously barely getting any on my brush. Barely tapping. And it's giving me great coverage. With under eyes, you want to use less product so that it doesn't look super cakey. And the skin under our eyes is really delicate, so you want to be gentle with it. Okay. And then I'll do it to the other eye as well. This is covering my dark circles. Just brightening up under my eyes. Okay. There you go. Now we'll do our lip and cheek color. So I've got this pink color. I know it looks a little scary, but it goes on really beautifully. I'm going to use this side of this brush again that I use for my main highlight shade, and I am just going to dip this into my blush, and then I'm going to go just on the apples of my cheeks. These blushes are very pigmented, so you want to use very little product, very little, like less than you've been using of anything else. And just apply it to the apples of those cheeks. I meant to say this before, if you ever feel like you messed up, like you got blush too far over or contour too far over, just take your main highlight shade and you can just go over it and it just covers it up perfectly. So you can't really mess it up. Okay, so I've got some blush on that cheek, and then I'll add some over here. This is the shade Hollywood. It's a really pretty pink. Okay, there we go. And then if you want to contour your nose, which I like to, I love to use this brush. You can use it with this end or this end for the contour. For this video, I will use this end. You can decide. So I'm just gonna take that small end and put it in my contour, and I'm just gonna go down the sides of my nose. You can do this really detailed if you want, or you can do it quickly. I'll just do it quickly for this. You just go kind of down the sides of your nose, a little bit on top, and that helps your nose appear a little slimmer. If that is something that you want, if you don't really care about that, then you could skip this step. So I do that, and then I like to just take the excess contour and I can put it under my lip if I want, or I can wipe it off like under my chin, and then my brush is pretty much clean again. Then I'm going to take that same end into my brightening shade, which is the shade we put under our eyes. I'm going to get it on the tip, and I'm just going to go straight down the center of my nose, very lightly. Okay. And then we can blend. So I'm going to take the side I used for my blush, and if you feel like you need to wipe it off, you can, but when I wipe it off on my arm, no product comes off. So it looks a little pink, but that's okay. It's not gonna get pink all over your face. So I'm just lightly tapping to kind of blur out the lines and soften everything. So I can do that to my forehead contour if I feel like the line is a little harsh. And then you can blend your contour out a little bit if you want, but after I got everything else on, I feel like my contour looks really good. So I really don't need to do too much to that. And then that's pretty much it. There's some extras, things that I love to do every day, but not everybody's going to have this, but I love, love, love this cream bronzer. It's amazing, and it looks so natural on everybody's skin. It's not orange, and it's a little more sheer, and so it looks really natural and pretty. It gives you just like the most beautiful sun-kissed glow. So I'm gonna put this on to show you it, and I'm using this big fluffy end of this brush that we haven't used yet. And with bronzer, you want to go where the sun would hit you the most, so the high points of your face. This doesn't go in the same place as your contour would go, because contour is for shadowing and bronzer is for getting like a sun-kissed look. So I'm putting it on the sides, the high points of my forehead. I can put it on my cheekbone on top. Can put it on your nose a little bit if you want. And then I like to put it on my neck. My face is almost always darker than my neck. And so I like to just take a little bit. Sometimes I'll even like apply it to my cheek and my nose, and then just whatever I have left, I'll just dust it over my neck a little bit. Just to even things out. You might not need this, but for some reason I always do. Okay, and then illuminator. That's this shiny one. You might have a powder. If you have a powder, you can use a brush, like you could use this, I just used my bronzer with, and just tap it in there. But this is gonna go, when I have a cream one, which is what I'm using, I like to just use my finger and I just put it right on top of my cheekbone. You can really feel it. And that just gives that really pretty subtle glow. If you have a powder one, it's probably going to be a little less subtle. So make sure you don't use a ton. You can also put it on your Cupid's bow. You can put it on the tip of your nose and in the middle. You can put it on your brow bone. This you can kind of just go wherever your heart desires. Then down here in the bottom, I have my lip and cheek color, or another lip and cheek color. This one's a little glossier, and I want this one on my lips. I could wear the same color I put on my cheeks on my lips, and I could wear this color on my cheeks. But today, this is what I'm going with. Okay, it's like a really pretty glossy color. And then there's eyeshadows that you can apply. We won't cover that in this video today. Then the last steps that I'm gonna do, this is setting spray. I highly, if you do not get this, highly recommend the setting spray. This is what is going to set your makeup. Okay, so you just spray it all over your face. It's super refreshing. It smells amazing. The bottle is big and it lasts a really long time. And this is what's gonna help your makeup last all day. It's going to keep it from transferring, just kind of locks everything into place. It's one of my favorite products. And then once that dries, I like to take setting powder. Not everybody's gonna want or need setting powder, but if you tend to get oily, you want setting powder. If you want to avoid any creasing under your eyes, you'll want to put a little bit of setting powder under there. That's what I like to do. Just a little bit. It's not a lot. This also helps it not transfer. So if I have something that's going to be touching my face, like a mask or sunglasses or something, I like to just put it in the places I know that it's going to touch there, and then it helps it not transfer as much and last longer. So that's it. Okay, super simple, super easy. I promise the more you practice, the faster you'll get, the better at it you'll get, and it's just the best. The main things I just want to make sure you know is to not use too much product. That is one of the key things that can make or break your experience, so don't go overboard. These tins can last a really long time, and it's nice that when you do run out of one, you just pop it out and pop a new one in, and it's super easy. But yeah, if you have any questions after you watch this video or need any extra help, always feel free to reach out to me. I'm your personal artist, and so I'm here to help you learn how to use the product and have the best experience possible. If you're feeling like maybe your colors aren't quite right, we can get it exchanged or fixed. But yeah, that is how you apply 3D foundation. Hopefully you found this helpful, and I'm so excited for you to start your journey with 3D foundation. So thanks for watching.